Hello Jay, I'm going to reply you with your questions in the comments with a video because I express myself better speaking than typing it, and maybe some people watching the video can then learn from this stuff. Anyway, I put some Eurodance ambiental music. Anyway, let me get to the comments. You asked, you commented that not everybody could get to 500 bodyweight squats in a row, even if they trained like for so much. If they don't train hard, they would never get it, But if they would do each morning and evening bodyweight squats for a decade, then at what level could they achieve? For me, it's I am 5'11" and I have very long legs compared to my torso. For me, it's much harder to do 500 bodyweight squats than for the average person, which average male in the world is like 5'8", 5'7", 5'8", 5'9" maybe, and they have short legs. Most of the world population are Asians, Eastern Asia, or the other Indonesian, Latinos. These people, they are kind of shorter, with stockier build, with like shorter arms and legs. And I'm Croatian. We tend to be like more taller people with the longer arms and legs. So let me get to the comments. Yeah, here it is. Okay. You took notes, man. Thank you. That's very flattering. Yeah, feet going numb. You certainly feel like your feet get a bit numb, and you feel this the whole legs get swollen with blood, gorged with blood, but lactic acid, everything, burning this in the quads, especially in the quads. But kind of it gets uncomfortable in my low back. You get into this butt wink, but it's like lower back. At least for me, it's like is going in and out of this butt wink in the lower position, and it gets better after 200 bodyweight squats. It gets a bit better. You get into this perfect alignment that you can do in that moment. You asked me where I got the reference to the max downtage. Yeah, that's from the Desoban blog. This the tight 10 of Desoban. This all-time strongman. It's managed by the son of the deceased lifter. What was his name? The Italian guy from New York, I think. This lifter, and he bulked himself up to 300 something pounds at being short, like 5'7", and he was lifting some heavy weights. But when I discovered this blog, it was like maybe 12 years ago. and I decided to follow it because it was a lot of information about the all-time strongman, and the all-time strongman obviously didn't use, were not juicing, so I wanted to see what I could use, because I just, you know, didn't use and didn't plan to use nothing of that, and I wanted to like see what I can achieve naturally is, and are there any other stuff. And you know, of course there's a lot of to learn from this all-time strongman. I mean, all the trends of today's modern fitness training and lifting is occasionally they dig up something in the past and then they make it a trend, you know, like the kettlebells and then the TRX, and I don't know, like I think it's going to this these springs, these all-time springs that people use like in the 80s, and they were used like 100 years before, I think. So this is going to have a revival. So there I read about this Max Downtag, and of course then I googled him and found some other more info about him, and he was a funny guy. There's thing about he has some kind of he didn't drink coffee and alcohol, he just drank a lot of tea, I think, and he also had something about not shower too often, like every day or something. If he did so much bodyweight squats, and I think he stank, but I don't know. He had like his for a gymnastic guy that he was supposedly he was quite you know, small in the upper body, but of course his legs, like the guy was like I think 160 of body weight, and had the legs 27 inches or something like this, the thighs, upper thighs. And you know, he did his bodyweight squats on the toes, like with the heels elevated up. This is how I used to do it when I was a youngster, you know. If we did like this bodyweight squats, I always had like this ankle dorsiflexion, not quite up to the scratch, and then I think it also caused me to all the deadlifts and the squats, it's always like this, you know, being lean to the front to get into the position of squat, and more developing, you know, the posterior chain, the glutes, then quads. Walking lunges, yeah. Listen, walking lunges or whatever you can do, like stationary lunges. Like I always did like alternating the leg, so you get to train the balance, and you can do more that way, you know. And of course the walking lunges even better if you are somewhere outside where you can walk it out. But they're like these reverse lunges where you, when you step backwards, you know, they are all good variations. But I think like a lunge is something before like pistol squats and bodyweight squats, because you mostly lose one leg, and you can, when you are stepping out with these lunges, alternating legs, you can go like shortening the step, then it's more like a quad, and going taking a longer step and like leaning a bit forward, and then it's more like glutes and hamstring, whatever, like. And the thing is, the lunges, I think they top the bodyweight squats, you know, and because of some flexibility issues, I find it more comfortable to do these bodyweight lunges than bodyweight squats, and I would better focus on the bodyweight lunges. Anyway, we are talking about this record in the squats. You know, I did it in the squats, but the lunges, yeah, I like these lunges, and sometimes in the calisthenics part doing pull-ups and dips, I will put in, you know, some lunging sets in between. Okay. How many languages do I speak? At least 4. Yeah, Croatian is my native language, so I don't count that. I speak English, obviously. I think the English is at my best level. And of course, in language, you have like 4 elements of the language. This is be able to understand the people talking that language, then you being able to speak in that language, then you being able to read what's written in that language, and then 4th is you to be able to write in that language. So with the English, the worst part is, I think, speaking in English. I obviously read so much in English, so I even forget, did I read it in Croatian or in English? Then it's like hearing all that social media, everything, the movies, even from when I was a kid, I watched the movies in English that was in subtitles, you know. So before I knew how to read, I would learn a bit of English just hearing it, like the old Western movies or whatever, action movies in the 80s. Then English, you have to be able to write in English, which if I'm writing, I have more time to compose the sentences, so it's maybe more correct than making less mistakes in that language than when I speak it. And then finally is talking, and I don't have much opportunity to talk in English, like doing this video. I'm talking someone who is an English speaker here in Germany, in Frankfurt, but so it gets rusty, you know. If you don't use it, you lose it, you know. You get rusty with the language if you don't speak it. So that's English. Then we coming to then it's Spanish, which I think it's I would say medium high level. The Spanish. It's certainly not at the advanced level, you know, and I want to get to the advanced level of Spanish. It's beautiful language, and there's something to the languages. If you read and if you learn some language, if you're reading, if you're watching movies, the same movie, you know, the same book written in Spanish, it gives you some kind of other, you get other impressions. It's like, it's not the same information, you know, at the depth. If you read a book in English and if you read a book in Spanish, it's a bit different, you know. That's the power of the language, because it's out of the culture, out of the way how these people express themselves, their lifestyle, everything is like kind of developed in that language, you know. Like German is more like a technical language, you know. It's more technical, and the Spanish, they are more about the emotions and ambient, you know. So anyway, the Spanish is, I learned it in the streets because I moved to Spain, started to work in the bouncer, in the tourist area, and with my English, I was even more wanted as a worker, as a bouncer than people who didn't speak English but they spoke Spanish, even if, because it's most of the tourists that came is like they knew only English. So I associated myself with the people who spoke English, and at least Spanish people that spoke a little bit of English. So then for the first year I learned minimal of Spanish. I couldn't understand it, and then after 1 year I had a girlfriend, a Spanish girlfriend from Barcelona, and we couldn't communicate. I spoke so little of Spanish and she didn't speak any English. So it's like after we broke up, then I decided to learn a bit of Spanish. So I started to learn Spanish so I could get more Spanish girls, and so I learned it in the streets. My grammar is not so good in Spanish. It's some things like past tenses are harder to learn. Five, 6 years of living in Spain, of course, I learned my Spanish took off. I had a Spanish fiance. We were living together 2 years. That accelerated my Spanish comprehension. I learned so much in the first few months because I had to talk with her all the time. I had to meet her family, friends, and watch Spanish TV, which before I didn't watch any TV. When I lived alone by myself, it was just in the night working in the discotheque, go to some after party, go get sleep, woke up, go train, go to the beach, go eat something, and then back to work. And so it was like beach and the discotheques were I didn't have time for TV, and then watching TV and talking in Spanish. After some times I was able to read the newspaper in Spanish. So I remember that time. I was already in Spain 3 or 4 years before I was able to read the Spanish newspapers. Because it's like when you could read it a little bit, you don't quite get it. You are not motivated to read it because it's like you get into the problems with the vocabulary. We don't understand. You understand a little bit what's going on, but not quite. So you toss it away, and it takes a lot of mental effort to read it. Like if you're drinking coffee in the morning, you want to read the Spanish newspaper, it's kind of too hard. You put it aside. But then is after my Spanish advanced a little bit, then I said, fuck, I can read that stuff, I can understand it. So I started reading, of course, what I had an interest in, and then even more, I got even better. So that's Spanish, And the German, I'm here in Germany almost now, it's going to be in June, it's going to be 9 years in German. So it's almost a decade. And the German is very hard to learn. They have this Hochdeutsch, that's like written official German language, which is very complicated. I'm not quite good at that. I can telephone, get information what I want on the telephone. I can talk with the German speakers and excuse me. I function in German. It's at some low medium level or something. Not quite good, I can hold up a conversation, I can speak on the phone, I can understand a bit of the documents, but that's about it, like if I would to watch the German movie or try to read the German newspaper, I will get into the problems, This is and so that's it, I'm not even motivated to learn it. That's the most basic thing. Is like after 2 years in Germany, 3 years, I didn't want to learn any more than I need for my work and social life, whatever. So it's two languages. It's basically English and Spanish, and maybe let's say some minimal level of, some low level of German. That's it, and not much more. So that will be what, like three foreign languages. Yeah, I've gone too far into the languages thing. You talk about your body, leg pressing. Yeah, I really like this what I read in the blog when you said about the guy doing like 70 something reps with some weight that he thought he could do like for 12 reps. Because you said don't count, just do one rep after another. This is the thing about the training. When you got like, I used to do some of the hardest sets or hardest training with some friend, two buddies, and we are like joking back and forth. The best training is when you have like three guys, because always one in the moment is kind of tired, or he is like a bit quiet, but then you have the two who are going back and forth with the jokes and whatever, like come on, push it, come on, stop, let's go. And you know, like you have this dynamic, and then it's you know, you want to do like a heavy squat, and one of the two guys come and say, what the fuck you doing? Yeah, that's nothing, that's punk weight. Yeah, slap some more, put 10 kilos more, 20 kilos. You put the weights there, and then you go and you do that, and you are, oh motherfucker, that's heavy. You are lifting that, and you are all in the moment of joking and or you're laughing at some joke, and then you go, let me go do my set. It's been like 3 minutes, and then you push it and you do very hard set, you know. So sometimes it's better to unfocus on your training, you know. Focus for a moment to do a hard set and then switch off. But you know, is if you are oh, there are some nice ladies. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this is Eurodance Shuffle. That's some nice leg work. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you know, we have to have different tools in the toolbox. That might be even more important for the mental tools, the psychological tools, than the tools for what we need to do is like, you know, if you want to build like a big ass deadlift, you can just do it by a few variations of deadlift. You know, if you push yourself really hard, you don't need much more. But to continue doing this training for years on end and pushing yourself, you sometimes need to psych up to do a hard set, and sometimes you need to just be like a robot, like all zen, and just let the body do the hard work and spare the, you know, the have a reserve of, you know, emotional energy and stuff in the, and obviously this is very individual, but I think it's, you know, Jamie Lewis has like an article on his Plague of Strength, where he's talking, should you be like a Viking berserker going like crazy, psyching up like crazy, or being like a Zen monk and just, you know, focused and calm and composed and lift. And I think you need both, and you need also something in between, like different combinations, and it's if something involves more kinesthetic awareness, you know, like you have to have this other technical kind of mentality, focusing on some parts of the move, and if you want to lift like a medium weight explosively, you know, then you have to have another mindset. You cannot get all stiff, you know. It's like exploding is kind of more complex stuff, and whatever, like some heavy isometrics or heavy grinding set, it takes another of mentality, like you're a bulldozer and you are like pushing slowly. Yeah, okay, let's see what else you have here. Yeah, what we perceive as normal, sure, you know, is imagine like these people who are in these special forces. They are like putting a backpack and like marching, almost jogging up the top of the mountain, and then doing some you know, calisthenics workout, or going to the top of the mountain, doing this, what I did, like bodyweight squat, but with the backpack and the helmet and the machine gun, and they thought it's just another day in the office for these people. Is they thought of it as normal. And I even think if these commando guys, of course you always have the muscle memory, and you have always these adaptations bodily. If you've been in the special forces for like 10 years and then you retire, whatever, you can get these old special ops guys who are doing a bit of training. Let's say they don't train much, you know, now, and they drink beers and, you know, like talk old stories about the operations. They have the beer belly. Their mindset, you know, if at that moment you say, fucking let's do this, you know, that they would be able to get into it and like push hard. And so when, for example, you and me, when we are like training, and what kind of lifestyle is that? I think it's kind of I see it as you know, a soft lifestyle. When we put a bit of hard training in, we sprinkle a bit of hard training into that thing, but you know, having the heating in the house, having a warm shower, you know, the fridge full of food, and you can pick whichever food you need. If you need more food, you go to the supermarket, you bring it, you know, whatever, like transportation and clothes, and if it's cold you put a winter jacket, you know, and we are all soft. We are all very soft, you know, and then there are people who take it even like they are fucking totally out of shape, you know. Even like if you say them do 100 bodyweight squats, but disperse it into different sets. Even if you give them 1 hour, they will do these bodyweight squats, 10, let's say 20 sets of 5. And next day the legs are, you know, sore. They are, oh shit, that's extreme, you know. But we should all move more, you know, like they're human body will adapt to just about anything, you know. This is my brother is a barbecue cook, and so he's you know, he's turning over the meat, you know, and the whole barbecue is full of meat. He's working quickly, so his hands are always above the barbecue, above this electric barbecue, the stove, and he's able to pick something that's so hot that you cannot hold it in the hand. He would pick it like this, and it's not so hot for him, you know. It's incredible. Even the guys who are like in the kitchen, they are slicing the onions all day, and they don't cry from the, you know, the onions, these big onions. They are cutting it, and I was there standing by and chatting, and like I would, oh shit, the onions, yeah, they sting for the eyes, oh man, and I got the watery eyes, and this guy said, yeah, you have to get used to it, they're cutting it, it's nothing, you know. And you know, the mechanics, you know, with the big ass these Popeye forearms and hands, always like working on the machines and stuff, and doing it all day, every day, no problem, you know, all these fingers, and it's fucking, you know, strong. Yeah. Okay, that would be it for this video. You know, if we look at these Indian wrestlers, you know, I think they are, as a collective, the strongest bodyweight squatters. You know, they working thousands every day, and that's with addition to other training. You know, they are running and they wrestle. You know, this Pelwani, the Indian wrestlers, they are wrestling for a few hours a day. It's heavy, you know, like wrestling hard for a few hours a day, every day, you know, is like, you basically don't need any weights, any calisthenics, nothing. That's total body workout. You get to work everything, even neck, you know, and midsection, whatever, grip, everything is working when you are wrestling, you know, with these bulk up heavy guys, Pelwani, you know, and they are doing thousands of bodyweight squats, and you should just, let's say the guy is doing like 2,000 a day, and I think they said like 2,000 or 3,000 these BITACs, these bodyweight squats a day is minimum, and like 1,500 Indian push-ups is like this. That's the minimum they do. You should do if you are like Pelwani, and even this minimum, if you calculate it yearly, it's millions of reps. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, Jay, thank you for your comments, and I'm glad you found some value in my video. I didn't put much thought into the bodyweight squats. I have some more videos where it's I did like 500 push-ups and 1,000 bodyweight squats, and I do two separate videos, filmed it and put it together, and like just one evening. I didn't feel like going to the gym, and I just did it, you know. It's I don't know, I'm not too much motivated to try to do the feat of 1,000 bodyweight squats. At the moment it's a lot of boring work to put another 50% reps into that, and I'm not sure I'm able to do that 500 at the moment, you know. So take care, persistence and tenacity.